main foundational movements that we've been trying to make is with Alcuin Library. That's something I know that's kind of been around for a while, but now we're actually starting to see some changes. So how do you think this whole Learning Commons and really the whole movement with the library, how do you think that's going to affect students, and what is truly going to make it different?
That's a great question and a really important question. I think we're in the middle of a capital campaign, as you probably know, and our primary academic goal, our primary academic objective of this capital campaign is to complete the renovation of Alcuin Library and the building of the Learning Commons addition to Alcuin Library. And that is something that we've been talking about for literally a decade. I mean, it's been going on for that long, but we've decided that the two projects have to go together. We had talked at one point about separating them, but now it's clear to me that when I came to this campus, when I came back at this campus, one of the things that had changed from when I was a student was that we had an academic center in Alcuin Library. When I was a student, that is where you went to study. If you were going to do academic work, you went to Alcuin, and the women from St. Ben's did as well because they didn't have great library facilities at St. Ben's in the late 70s and early 80s. And what's happened now are two things. One, St. Ben's, of course, has gotten better library facilities, so they've got a good space in Clemens Library for academic activities. And secondly, technology has changed to the point that a lot of students can get access to information in incredible ways just sitting in their dorm room with a Wi-Fi connection and a great laptop. And that's wonderful. I think that has leveled the playing field between universities like the University of Minnesota that have great research libraries and places like St. John's and St. Ben's who have great college libraries but don't have a research library. The reality now is that the gap between the information available for a University of Minnesota student and a St. John's, St. Ben's student has shrunk significantly, but we need a physical space to take advantage of those technological changes that have benefited our students. And so we need a physical space to get Johnny's and Benny's back into Alcuin and back into this new space in the Learning Commons. It is one of the ways that we're saying to the world that we're absolutely committed to the residential experience. You need to come to campus to get to learn in a community, but that learning doesn't just take place sitting in your dorm room. We need what I've been calling the academic heart and soul of the institution. That is what Alcuin Library and the Learning Commons will represent once we complete those projects. And it is a signal that the academic piece is first and foremost what we're all about here. So that's why it is our primary priority for this capital campaign. Primary academic priority, but I would say it's our primary priority above and beyond anything we're doing with other campaign priorities. And the other thing that I think that's really important is that when families come to visit the campus, that they get a chance to visit this space that is an academic center for the institution. And so we want to bring young men out of their dorm rooms and into this academic space where they get a chance to work with library professionals that are there, happy to work with them right now, but they just don't come in as readily. And they'll also have access to spaces where students can work together in groups. One of the things that's changed from when I was a student is there's a lot more group learning that goes on. There are a lot more assignments that are given to students that require group efforts. And the Alcuin space just isn't the best space for doing that kind of group work right now, and that's what the renovation is going to undertake. And then the other thing that we're trying to do is bring some of the student services from different parts of campus into one place. So the Writing Center will be there, IT services will be there for students, access for students with special needs for learning will be there as well. The English as a Second Language office is likely to be there as well. So our goal is to have a one-stop shop for student learning in Alcuin and the Learning Commons in a way that we don't right now. So I'm incredibly excited about this project. We've been talking about it for too long. It's time for us to get the project going, as we have done this summer. And we're still working in the fundraising piece. We still need some support from alums and friends to help us get this project going, but it's a project that has started now. We will fully begin the construction phase starting May of next year, May of 2016, and if all goes according to plan, by the fall of 2017, we will have Alcuin renovated and we'll have the Learning Commons completed, and we'll have this academic heart and soul for the university for decades to come.